Oh, hey. Tonight we're going to delve into another strange story. Enjoy the listen. Don't forget to write a comment and put a like. Here we go. The package sat on the porch for an hour before I worked up the energy to bring it inside. I stared at the box like it might grow teeth and bite me. It was a drunk purchase, one I couldn't even remember making. Whiskey-fueled, late at night, after yet another failed attempt to write the first chapter of my so-called novel. The email confirmation had been waiting in my inbox the next morning. Antique typewriter, circa 1932, guaranteed to inspire creativity. The guarantee felt like an insult. But desperation makes fools of us all, and I'd become the poster child for desperate. The box was heavier than I'd expected. Inside, buried in shredded newspaper, was the typewriter. Black, sleek, and somehow menacing. Its keys gleamed like rows of small, polished teeth. I hefted it onto my desk by the window, its weight sinking into the old wood. Running my fingers over the keys, I felt their smoothness, their strange coolness, almost like they were alive. "Well," I muttered, pouring another drink, "let's see if you're worth it." At first, nothing. The blank page mocked me. I tried to write something, anything, but the words wouldn't come. I poured another drink. Another failure. As I stood to leave, my fingers brushed the keys. A soft click startled me. The key hadn't moved, but it felt like the typewriter had. Shivered, I sat back down, staring. It felt expectant. "Fine," I said, planting my fingers on the keys. "Let's try again." This time, the words poured out. They flowed effortlessly, like they'd been waiting for me all along. Characters, plots, twists, everything fell into place, as though I were merely transcribing a story that already existed. By dawn, a neat stack of pages sat beside the typewriter. I hadn't felt this alive in years. It wasn't until the third day that I noticed the strings. I'd been typing for hours when a sharp pain in my wrist pulled me from the trance. Rubbing at it, I froze. Thin silver threads extended from my wrists, stretching into the typewriter's keys. They glimmered faintly, vibrating like something alive. "What the hell?" I whispered, trying to pull back. The strings tightened, digging into my skin. Panic surged. I yanked harder, snapping one. The pain was searing, ripping up my arm and sending me to the floor, screaming. When I looked again, the strings were gone, but the ache remained. The typewriter sat silently on the desk, its keys gleaming. I tried to stop using it, but the urge to write clawed at me, unrelenting. I'd find myself sitting there without knowing how I got there, the words spilling onto the page. And they were good, too good. My agent called me a genius. The first book sold out before it hit shelves. But I was changing. I barely slept. Food tasted like ash. My reflection in the mirror grew gaunt, my eyes sunken. The strings came back, more of them now, wrapping around my wrists, my arms. They pulsed with my heartbeat. One night, I woke up at the desk, typing furiously. The paper in the typewriter wasn't blank anymore, but the words weren't mine. They weren't even in a language I knew. The letters shifted and writhed when I tried to focus on them. I tore the page free and threw it into the fireplace. The flames flared blue, and the strings around my wrists tightened, biting deep. I screamed, but the typewriter wouldn't let me go. After that, I stopped fighting. I wrote what it wanted, filling page after page with those alien words. The strings thickened, weaving around my arms, my chest, even my neck. One night, the typewriter fell silent. I sat there, staring at the blank page, waiting. The strings twitched once, twice. Then they yanked me forward, dragging me into the machine, into the teeth of the waiting keys. When the typewriter began typing again, it wasn't me pressing the keys. It was something else.